Right, hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new lesson. Today we are talking the biggest mistakes you make on par fours out on the golf course. Let's get stuck into the lesson and find out what they are. Okay, so we're on the 15th hole here down at North Wales Golf Club and it is a stunning hole. But there's some obstacles in my way and there's some potential mistakes I could make just by falling into my same routine as I go out and play on the golf course. If I don't get into good habits and I'm not making good choices, making informed choices, I could make the same mistake every time and sort of lead myself to think that I'm playing poor golf when really I could actually be swinging it quite well, but it's just the decisions I'm making and the shots I'm trying to hit when I'm out on the golf course. So let's take a look at mistake number one and see what that is. So the first mistake would be that because I'm on a par four, surely it's got to be big dog. I've got to hit the driver because it's a longish hole, like the par fives as well. I would hit driver on there because they're long. Par three, I'm going to hit my irons, but anything other than that, it has to be driver. And that isn't the case. If we were to take a look at this hole now, and even if I were to just zap a few yardages and find out what's going on with the hole, we've got the furthest bunker. That is 240. Then I've got the next one at 220 and then the third one at 180 coming back towards the tee from me there. So as I'm going through there, that driver, if I don't quite get it and get it a little bit necky and fadey, I might just catch that far bunker. Also the one at 220, is that in play? Probably not. Also, there's not much down the left-hand side for me at about 230 yards and the fairway's quite large at that point. So if I were to choose something like my hybrid, I could make a pretty decent swing here, knowing if I didn't quite catch it, it might just fall shy of that 220. But if I do catch it and hit the shot I want, it's going to be going into that slot at 230 and I'll be pretty safe from there. So we're going to hit hybrid and see where that ends up. Okay, so we've selected the rescue club because that's going to be the yardage that I want to play into. I'm going to choose the shot shape I want to as well. That's another big mistake that we would see. We just pick driver and we just try and hit it towards the fairway. Even though it is a dogleg right to left, I fade the golf ball. So I'm going to try and start it down the left-hand side and bring it back into that big patch at 230 where I see it going. So I've selected my shot. I'm having a warm-up of how I would think that would feel, that swing for me. Pick my target, then pull my trigger. And absolutely perfect there, crushed it. I've got by the bunker at 220 and just found a little bit of the right hand side of the fairway. Let's head down there and look at the next mistake. So we've safely found ourselves on the fairway. We've navigated away from this bunker here at 220, just run by it and pulled up just shy of the one here at 240. My next problem here though is that, as we can see, we actually can't see the flag from here. I'm faced with a little bit of a knoll. If I just move out to the left-hand side here, I can see the flag. And here, I know that it's 102 yards. But the problem is, as we saw from the overflight footage there, the pin is tight to the right-hand side. And when we get a shot like this where I'm standing and I can't quite see the flag, I start to sometimes guess myself, and what amateurs will sometimes do where a mistake would come from is not trusting where we're aiming. And actually, when we're going to try and aim dead straight at the flag, we don't have that trust and we end up making a poor swing because we're not confident. Now, if I were to take my 54-degree wedge, which I know is my 110-yard club, and I just aim 5 yards left of where that flag is, if I hit it that right distance, I can still hole a putt from like 10 foot left of it, as where if I wasn't quite committed to this one aiming straight at the flag, I'm not sure if I've got the right aim point and I end up making a little bit of a poorer swing, I might actually pull up a little bit short, and as we saw there was a big knoll so it could kick it further away. I might end up sticking into the right hand side and ended up in some dodgy place where I really short side myself and make what should be a pretty simple par four now quite hard work for that par. So what we don't want to do is make the mistake of going at every flag. If we're not confident that we can't see it, or even if it was tucked behind a bunker or there was a water feature or whatever it may be, if you're stood over the ball and you are doubting yourself already before you've even pulled that trigger, aim to a position where you know you can make a free, confident golf swing. So here I'm going to aim 5 yards left of the flag, I'm just going to make my normal golf swing, and if I hit a good one, it should be pin high just left of that flag there. So I've picked my spot, I can see it, so I know where I'm aiming. I can stare at that position I want to hit it to and really trust as I go through the swing here. And had a little bit of fade on it, so it might actually work a little bit closer towards the flag, but started out exactly at my target and felt like a really easy, comfortable shot as I was going for. So don't make that mistake of making a swing that you're not confident about because you're aiming at a flag that you shouldn't be. So we've got up to the green, and I've actually pitched it up pretty close and ended up zipping it all the way back off the green here. It does help having fresh new grooves and premium golf balls. But what another mistake I would see is the lob wedge from such close range. Now literally I am one pace off the front of the green here. If my golf ball was here, I would be putting it. But what I tend to see is that as soon as we come off the green and we get onto the fringe, even when there is no obstacle, the only real obstacle is a slight undulation for me here. I see so many people pulling the lob wedge and trying to hit that Phil Mickelson-like spinning cool shot that if you don't get it perfectly right and you just catch it a little bit heavy, all of a sudden we're now left with a 30-foot putt, and even that on a quicker day will probably come back towards my feet, all because I've made the wrong selection with my club. So don't make that mistake. Let's make it as easy as possible on ourselves. Like I said a moment ago, if the ball was there, we are one pace off the green. So why wouldn't you be putting it? Unless there was a bunker in your way or some water feature or something that was really causing you issues, it would be so much easier and so much more forgiving to you as a player to get the blade out and get it rolling, because all we'd have to do is read it like our normal putt, take into account for that slope up towards the flag, knowing that that's going to take a bit of pace off it. And then even if I were to hit a poorer one of these, I would still be closer than I would be with that duffed lob wedge. So if we are here, don't make the mistake of trying to hit that really fancy shot. Let's try and make it as simple as possible. Get the putter out and get it rolling at the hole. There we go. We've now got a 3-footer for par on this par 4 instead of making the mistake of duffing the lob wedge. Let's take a look at that fourth and final mistake. Guys, if you're enjoying this video as well, do remember to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any of your free golf lessons. I want you to get better at golf, and you're going to do that by joining me for your free lessons here every week on the channel. Let's take a look at this fourth mistake. So the fourth and final mistake, and it's one that I hate to see. It's done so often, and I've done it myself, and when I do it, it leaves me so frustrated, and I walk off to the next tee thinking, Matt, you're the biggest idiot going. Don't ever do that again. And that is undoing all my hard work by literally walking up and thinking, oh well, you know, I've got it close now, it's only 3 foot for myself, so if I just tap this one in, oh dear, we've missed it. I don't get another go at that putt. I've now got to go and tap that one in and take my 5, when really it should have been a simple 4 because I wasn't paying any attention. So when we're up on the greens, even though this putt is 2.5 feet long, it's as important as the driver you hit off the first tee. It's important as that 7-iron that you hit into the 18th hole. Every shot has the same importance. Just because the different distances doesn't mean that it isn't important. So pay them all the same respect, pay them all the same care and attention, and make sure that as you get up to these, you don't sit in the bar afterwards talking with your mates, say, oh, if I would have only held that putt on 14, but I didn't. I was messing about, wasn't paying any attention, and I missed it. What we need to do is go through our routine, get the line involved if you're someone who uses the line, come behind, have a little bit of a read of it, understand what's going to happen with that putt. From there then, even if you did miss it, at least you know you concentrated and put the effort in, so you can go through that routine and say that you didn't leave the stone unturned, but you were able to knock it in anyway. Guys, there are 4 mistakes that I see happening on par 4s all the time. Make sure you're not making them. Run back through that video and just use it as a little bit of a checklist next time you're out on the golf course. Are you just teeing off with driver all the time? Are you aiming at flags and making yourself feel uncomfortable? Do you play the wrong shots around the green? And are you paying care and attention on those short, important putts? If you can answer yes to all those, hopefully you won't be making those mistakes again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.